Hi everyone, it's Aisha, Beau here, and in today's episode, I'm gonna share my experience getting laser hair removal on my bikini line. Welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's video. Y'all, I am so excited because yes, obviously it's the new year, but also I'm getting married this year. I'm gonna be getting married in September and I could not be more thrilled. And in preparation to our pending nuptials, I've decided to treat myself to a few different services over the course of this next year. And one of the things that I've decided to do is get laser hair removal. And I'm quite a hairy person. So this has been something that's like a long time coming, and I have been thinking about it for a while. And coincidentally, I recently partnered with the brand Lumenis. Lumenis is a world leader in non-invasive clinical treatments. So they specialize in technology that helps with hair removal, cellulite treatment, skin tightening and toning, tattoo and scar removal, you name it. And for me, as y'all know from past videos, my bikini line is definitely one of my most, I guess, one of my biggest insecurities. So I've been trying to find ways to make sure that it's in tip-top shape, especially since hopefully this year we'll get to spend more time at the beach and on vacation, and I want to look good out there, you know, my bachelorette, my best friend's bachelorette, my mini moon, my honeymoon, all the things. So this was the perfect time for me to get this procedure. So in today's video, I'm just going to showcase my experience going to Liora Dermatology and Aesthetics, which is very close to where I live, and visiting the amazing Dr. Libby Rhee. Y'all, Dr. Rhee has she's such a warm and kind spirit, and every time I went into her office, I felt so comfortable. I was really nervous about this procedure because I had heard, you know, mixed reviews. A lot of people saying that it was really painful, but surprisingly, it wasn't painful for me at all, pretty much. Like, it felt a little bit of something, but it really wasn't that bad. So I'm not gonna give too much away. I'm gonna let you watch the footage for yourself, but I'm really excited. So let's get into it. So I'm just a little bit nervous, but I think I'll be okay. So just gonna hang in there and wait till the doctor comes.
So what I'm gonna do is focus on, well, everywhere that she prepped. We'll do like the top triangle here.
Okay.
And then next time I see you, we'll come back in like, let's say 3 to 4 weeks, because this area, the hair grows back pretty quickly.
Okay.
And then we'll go again, and then gradually we'll increase the strength if we need to, but I think it's gonna respond really, really well. This area generally always does.
Okay, awesome.
It feels like a rubber band snap. In the laser, making sure it's gonna fire exactly as I want it to, as we've calibrated it so that we don't risk any like hyperpigmentation or scarring.
Okay.
Okay, so ready? How's that feel?
That's fine. Oh, it's not bad.
Nope. So, I always tell my patients, if you're using the right technology at the right settings, specific to what you need, it shouldn't hurt so much. A lot of people will say, oh, is it hair removal? It's so painful, it's burned, it's scarred, is it all this? Mm-hmm. That means either the skin wasn't prepped correctly, the settings were a little bit off, or any number of factors. But it shouldn't, it's not a walk in the park, but it shouldn't be torture, that's for sure.
Interesting.
So,
very cool.
How's it feel?
Yeah, it feels fine. One of my friends was like, it feels like a rubber band snap. And I was like, oh, but it's not even that bad. It's not bad at all.
It's like a toddler with a rubber band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really doesn't feel bad.
I happen to have like the lowest pain tolerance of
Me too.
anybody that I know. So I made sure that I have only devices that are so tolerable.
Yeah, amazing.
So usually I recommend 4 to 6 sessions for complete hair reduction.
Okay.
And it should be long lasting. Some people will end up doing like a touch up once a year or something like that. But hopefully you won't even need that.
Okay.
Still very tolerable, right?
Yeah, it's fine. It's very, the cool air.
You want to be able to make sure that you don't have a lot of epidermal heating, so a lot of heat at the surface of the skin. So particularly in skin of color, it can be very risky to do procedures where the epidermis gets heated, and that leads to higher risk of hyperpigmentation and scarring. Of course, we don't want to like remove hair and leave scars.
Right, exactly. Awesome.
One more drop here. Perfect.
And how does the laser work exactly? Like what is it doing?
So this particular laser, the Splendor X, so every laser works by targeting a particular color, so chromophore. This one targets, it has 2 different wavelengths. It has the Alex wavelength 755 nanometers and then the Nd:YAG, which is 1064 nanometers. And it's actually really cool because it's a square tip and one of them's embedded right inside the other. And so you can kind of play with the different wavelengths and target different chromophores as you want to in the skin. So that's why it treats the whole range of skin types and hair types. And so here on yours though, for your settings and especially your first treatment, we went all Nd:YAG and lower energy just to make sure it's safe. And then we'll probably go to 4 to 6 sessions, like I said, and we'll make sure that we mitigate any risk of any kind of scarring or hyperpigmentation.
Awesome.
So,
as you can see, my first treatment really wasn't that bad at all. Like I truly went in there and I was like holding my breath. But then when she did it, I was like, oh, that's it? Really? I think the only thing that I had to get used to was the fact that the laser, like the machine that's being used, it's emitting really cool air, which I understand is to essentially like offset the laser that's being used on the area so that the skin doesn't get too hot. So I think that was the only thing that was like a little bit strange. But aside from that, it felt like a really, really teeny tiny prick. Like, I'm telling you, it really wasn't bad, and I have barely any type of pain threshold, so it was actually a really great experience. And I felt like Dr. Rhee, she was just so confident and she just went right in. And for me, as someone who's really insecure about my bikini line and the way that it looks, it was really nice to be with someone who was judgment free, she's seen them all. So she's like really adamant on making sure that my bikini line is in tip-top shape. So that was my first session. Now here's a look at my second session. So I'm here for my second appointment with Dr. Rhee, and hello.
hi, so good to see you.
So I'm really excited about this. The first time was definitely a breeze, and I'm optimistic about the next round and just how my bikini line is going to start to look.
This is so much better. Yeah, even help with the hyperpigmentation.
Yeah, I'm like, I want this gone.
Yes. Are you ready?
Yes.
Feel some. If it feels a little spicy, let me know. I'll take a little break. Okay, you go with that. How does it feel?
It's fine. It's actually not bad. I'm like very shocked. It feels like just like a teeny tiny like prick.
Perfect. I don't like pain.
Yeah.
As my mentor says, if you pain them, you won't retain them. All right, this is really good.
Okay.
I feel like we could go a little stronger, but I don't want to.
Okay.
I have to limit it so that we don't have any of that hyperpigmentation that we always worry about.
Yeah.
Could happen.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Again, it wasn't even that bad. Went in and she even increased it a little bit, and it honestly did not feel much worse or any worse than the first session, which thank God. And I actually noticed a huge difference, which is amazing. So the first time that I got the laser hair removal done, I noticed that the hair like took a little bit longer to grow back, and when it did grow back, it was a lot thinner, which is really, really great because the hair that I have down on my pubic hairs are really, really thick and coarse, and you know that obviously leads to, you know, ingrown hairs, and whenever I remove it I get those dark marks and whatnot. So the hair now has gotten a lot thinner, which is amazing. And so right after my second session, I had my second session. So this is just a few days after my second session where I'm filming this video, and my hair, it's my pubic hair area still feels really, really smooth. You know how when you shave and then the next day you feel that stubble? Well, right now I don't feel any stubble at all, and it's been a few days. So I'm really, really happy, and I can tell that everything is working perfectly. So I'm excited for the results. I still have a few more appointments to go, but so far so good. And I would highly, highly recommend getting laser hair removal in any area that you feel a little bit self-conscious about. And if you're in the tri-state area close to Manhattan, I would absolutely recommend going to Liora Dermatology and Aesthetics, because Dr. Rhee, like I said, I love her so, so, so much. We hit it off, and I'm definitely gonna be going back to her for a few additional procedures along with along with the laser hair removal. So stay tuned for that. One thing that I really loved about the Lumenis machine that Dr. Rhee used on me was that she noted that it actually works really well for those of us with darker skin tones. I know that that's often a big concern for people trying to get laser hair removal or any other type of skin treatment, whether or not the technology is actually gonna work for us or whether it's in vain. And I can attest to the fact that it's been working for me, and I can definitely see my pubic area clearing up even more, which makes me really, really happy. And I love the fact that Dr. Rhee, she made sure that she didn't go in too strong with the laser, because she was being mindful of the fact that she didn't want me to get any dark marks or hyperpigmentation, which I thought was really, really great. Having a doctor who is actually concerned about making sure that my skin is in tip-top shape. So that made me feel even more comfortable and really happy with my experience overall. I definitely recommend it. The Lumenis products are amazing and definitely really friendly for those of us with darker skin tones. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feedback, please be sure to leave them in the comments section below. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you know my next video goes live. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time.